Hello, my name is Martin, and we're going to continue with our subject on how to pay off your car loan quicker in 36 months without giving up Starbucks or being cheap. And first thing I want to do, I want to thank you. We got up to 5 views on one day. So now let's see if we can double those views. If you know someone who needs their car loan paid off, like talk to them, share this with them. Got some exciting programs coming. I'm going to be going to a conference in Vegas, and I'll give you guys some specials where I can like kind of debrief you and give you guys a special price on an outline on some of the best things I would learn. Make sure you subscribe and like, and let's get started. And like last week, I talked to you about secret number 2, family hacking. Well, now we're going to go into a little bit more detail. What I may tell some of you may shock you. And what I may tell some other things you may hear from me today about families is you may be excited. So let's get started. First thing you're probably thinking is, Martin, my family is important to me. Well, my grandmother had a son who was a drug addict. Just before she passed away at 60-something, or her late 70s, she told me, Martin, I don't want him to get any type of ownership in the house. Take him out the will. We're going to redo the will. I'm going to kick him off the house. I don't want you to give him anything after I pass away. You know the reason why? Because over 40 years, my grandmother gave money to this guy. And he just never got better. Even on her deathbed, she was in a convalescent home. He was like begging for money. And made things even worse, while she was in a convalescent home, like recovering from the hip surgery and about to pass away, he slipped into the house what I didn't know about. He moved into the house without even getting permission for anyone. He just decided since she was going to die, he assumed that he was going to take ownership of the house. So my grandma says, no, make sure he gets nothing in the will. And she says, Martin, he's important to me, but if I was smarter, I would have stopped giving him money years ago. Here I am 40 years later, about to die. This drug addict guy is visiting me at the convalescent home, begging for money, sneaking in the house without being told by anyone. So that's what happens when you think family is important, but family doesn't change. And they assume that they're going to get money from you no matter what. Because she was his son, he assumed that, okay, even if I do crazy stuff, Mom will always take me back. And she did. But then she finally said, enough is enough. So she said, family is important, but I'm not supposed to support a guy who's in his 50s, deal with his crazy behavior. And then he comes to me when he thinks I'm supposed to bail him out. Do not give him anything. I'm going to die soon, but make sure he gets nothing. So, and then you say, well, family will stick by you, Martin. Well, you know what? My uncle stuck by my grandmother even when she was dying in the convalescent home. He was, Mom, can I get $20? Sneaking into the house, and he used to always show up at the house. The only way you could get rid of him is to give him some money. Even because to me, hey man, you got $10, you got $5. That's the only way you could get him out the house. He call on the phone constantly. Hey, this is Ohini. Hey, you got $10, you got $5, you got this, you got that. Can I borrow this? So you give him the money. What happens? He's not going to pay it back. And what makes it so bad? Sometimes he would go get a job, painting jobs, make money, but then turn back around, get back on drugs or do something crazy and end up with no money, and he's back in front of you. So that was like, family stick by me. Yeah, family will stick by you. As long as you're giving them money, it'll be like a dog with a bone, always be around you. So, and another thing is, well, my family will be there for me. Oh, my uncle was there for me, man. I made the mistake that my grandmother made. I was like, well, you know, he's having hard times and the economy is slow. Okay, I'm not going to kick him out the house. All I'm going to ask him to do is pay $150 a month, combined with the other freeloader, we'll talk about that later, about friend hacking, had moved into the house that was supposed to help take care of my grandmother. And I could assume, but if he could just pay $150 a month, that'd give me enough money that covered the loan in the house, that'd help cover the taxes on the house, and I could do some repairs on the house. Well, good old uncle couldn't even do that. First month, what's going on, bro? You were working and stuff, you still haven't paid the rent. Oh, do it, man. Second month, I got a call from the mortgage company, Martin, the loan is behind. So he didn't even pay. If he had just paid his part of the mortgage, I could at least have kept the house. But since he didn't do that, in about 6 months, the house ended up going into foreclosure. It ended up costing me about $3,572 just to get it out of foreclosure, not counting the back taxes to the city of Los Angeles and other money that I owed. So my uncle was so good that he stuck by me and he was there for me. He was there for me. He made sure he was there to take my money from me and educate me on why you need the family hack. And another one is, my family will pay me back. Oh, let me give you an old man rant story. See, back in my day, a woman moved in with her husband, and she kind of felt obligated. Oh, honey, so her husband would come say, honey, so-and-so uncle, so-and-so cousin is having a bad time. I need to give him some money. Well, if you cut to today now, back then women were more obligated to stay with the guy because they didn't have the opportunities that they fought for that they get now. Because I do agree with them. Why are you going to stay with the abusive guy who's an idiot, that's possessive, and just do what he says? And that's why we'll talk about that later. And I have another one coming up on that. But like, just about paying you back. Tell me, just stop, think, stop. I want you to write this down. Write down 5 times you loaned out money to people, and I want you to write down how many times that person is giving you back that money. Okay, I'm going to stop for 30 seconds. I'm going to count for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So how many people have given you back money? Probably 0. I think I can only count maybe 1 or 2 times that I've given them back. You know, it's like, well, family always pay you back. You know, most of the businesses fail. 9 out of 10 businesses fail. So whenever you have a relative that's going to come to you asking you for a business idea, only give them that money unless you can help not getting that money back, or you'll end up in a Bernie Madoff situation. So, and then what even makes it worse when it's a family member and you say, well, you said you were going to give me that money back. And they look at you like you crazy. What do you mean, man? Like, Ohini, what do you mean, man? I'm family, man. I don't have to pay you back. We're blood. It's like, I don't have to eat. So I don't get it. I mean, any other stranger, that's why I like, what is it, the loan sharks and stuff, send people out to break people's legs and stuff. I see how they feel, man. Give them the money and they'll give you some excuse. Are you going to make any attempt to pay back the money you took? You're just going to take my money like I'm a fool, come back again and ask me for money, lose that money, and then if I ask you, hey, could you give me some of that money back? Just a percentage will help me. And you make it feel like you're guilty. So think about that next time you want to give somebody some money. And here's another one. Wedding vows make me and my family connected. Well, you know what? 47% of married couples divorce after 7 years. 20% of you guys are going to be separated after 5 years. So half of you don't even need to get to know your mother-in-law, son-in-law, because most of you ain't going to even see them in the next. Within 7 years, they're going to be out the picture anyway. And if you do stick with them, I want you to be the person that says, ever since he met that woman, ever since he met that guy, that so-and-so won't give me any money. If you have that kind of partner and you hear those kind of rumors coming from your family member, keep that partner, because they know, if I give this person money, I ain't going to get it back. And all you have to say is, well, how did so-and-so get into this situation? And if so-and-so got into this situation, how would they get out of it if they did not give me money? Now, if I have the money to give you, I'll give you. But other than that, there's nothing written in these wedding vows with the divorce rate like it is. And even some of the older couples who are like maybe in their 50s and 60s, they're married. But I bet you if the wife would see the freedom some of these women have now and their deadbeat husbands, they're probably, or 50% of women are already having affairs anyway. And half of them look at their husband. He's like, well, honey, I'm bringing home all the money. And what are you doing? Well, I'm not learning how to do any sales. I'm calling myself a handyman. And on top of it, I do a shitty job as a handyman. Well, I'd be a better job working at a company, but I'm too stupid to learn how to do that. So just divorce me in 5 years and be done with it. It's like, okay. Before then, hey, why don't you go have an affair, do what you got to do, because I just don't get it. So, I mean, I'm a couple watcher. I'm 52 because I lived with one girl for 7 years and one for 6. And I can just see what happens when you loan money to families. It just does not work. And the last one I think I have is, the last one I had was pain, family sick by me. I think the last one was just about, I want you guys to just don't, just families. I've lost. Let me think about it with Ohini. I let him and a friend move into my grandmother's house, and I was stupid enough to think they would pay the rent on $300 in a house, which will allow me to do some type of renovations, and they couldn't even do that. And this is in the 385 East 116th place. Look it up. Somebody look it up. Los Angeles, California, 90061. Let me know how much the rent is for some houses you find out there. Even the apartments. Look along Avalon and Imperial. Shoot me over an email of what some of the rents are. I was asking these two people, uncle, to pay $150 a portion of the rent. $150 was his portion to live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. 1-bedroom, 1-bath house with front yard, backyard, avocado tree, driveway, walkway to the house, porch. That's all I was asking him to pay for, and he couldn't do that. Him and a partner I had in the house couldn't do that. House went into foreclosure, and eventually I had to sell the house as an investment, because if not, the house may have just gone into foreclosure if I didn't pay the money, and I just didn't have the money to pay with it or deal with the people, and I had to just eventually kick them out. That was my loyalty to family. That's why, as I conclude, I hope you guys see how it's ethically, when it's necessary, you better family hack. If you don't family hack, hopefully you have the minimum of $3,572 to give away, not get back, want to owe money to the city. Also, you have to do any type of repairs and pay the handyman out of your pocket. So next time you think about giving money to your family other than taking care of yourself, maybe you need to do some family hacking.